Hey gardeners, today I'm bringing y'all along with me as I clear this bed out and get it ready for fall crops. I'm thinking we're going to leave the jalapenos a little bit longer, but these tomatoes are just done. They're not giving anymore, and any tomatoes I find, we're going to see if we can't set them on the counter while they ripe. But just come with me today so we can prep these beds together and maybe answer some questions or ask some questions. Let me start with asking, what's your favorite fall crop to grow? I don't have compost, so today we'll be throwing all away. I'm hoping next year I actually build maybe a 3-barrel composter so I can throw all of this in there and compost it for next year's nutrients. Next question, what type of fertilizers do you guys like to lay down or compost after you get all of these cut? Is there a specific kind you guys like using? Set these aside and we'll see if they'll turn green. Do you guys do cover crops? I will say these seem cute, maybe for something not so heavy, but using it for these heavy tomatoes, not my favorite. They bend too fast, they snap apart too fast. They just weren't really good at holding the weight of the tomatoes. Hence why everything has just kind of fallen over, and also me not staying on top of pruning and trimming and tying them back. So not all the support's fault, but probably not going to be my favorite to use again. I'm just going to come and take all these unwrapping tomatoes off and then just see what happens. Some of them will turn red, some of them will just stay green and be thrown away. I'm also going to cut this a little bit smaller. See, this is all what happens when you let all those suckers go. Which this was supposed to be a bushing style, and I think it did bush. I think I just am not used to tomatoes going that crazy. Did get high yield of tomatoes from it though. Definitely would grow it again, but I think next year I'm going to grow mainly just the San Juan Roma tomatoes. I'm mainly growing tomatoes for either salsa or tomato sauce. That being said, what is your favorite tomato to grow and why? Definitely looking into changing stuff up here and there, trying new varieties. Leave an area for experimenting with tomatoes we want to grow here. Well, that tomato looks funny. Can't tell if it's split or not. We'll give it a chance. I know I could wait a little bit longer and let these tomatoes ripen, but I'm just over it. I want these beds cleared, and they're not going to clear themselves, and if I wait, I'm going to be working double time to get these beds cleared when I get plants in the ground. Our weather pattern is being very strange right now. It is August and July, and we should be having 100-degree weather until the end of August, all the way even into September, and we've maybe had 5 days of over triple digits this year, when normally our entire July and August and a lot of June is triple digits the entire time. Very weird weather pattern we're in right now. But, I mean, it's made our gardens do exceptionally well all season long. So, no complaints about it. It's just really weird. See, my jalapeno plants finally got some sunlight after I trimmed them back the last time, and they're they're actually doing pretty good. So they're going to stay behind for a little bit longer and see if we can't get a good harvest before our first freeze in November. These plants are just, they're kind of growing and then not really putting much out. Also, again, our weather patterns being weird, so our nights are getting into the 60s, and that slows a lot of the growth down. Rotten onion. I put that there at the beginning of the season, and the tomatoes blocked it out from getting sunlight. Let these roots sit in the ground for a little bit, see if they'll rot and add some more nutrients to the dirt. I am going to leave this basil because it's huge and it's got so many pollinators in it, but this one is going to have to go. Look at that, guys. Basil gets so big. I have about 10 more of these plants in the garden, so I'm really sad to waste this one, but I am going to see about maybe getting the other ones and making some basil salt. But I just don't have the time and energy to mess with it right now, and I really just want this garden gone. I may decide to get all the compost pile, I'm not sure. No decisions have been made yet. Lost the pepper. Dang. Still good though. I don't know if you know about peppers, but you can harvest them at any size and they're ready to eat. A little bee water flower. We'll be exposing all of my jalapeno plants, which I'm pretty excited about. Finally be able to see them. So see, no tomatoes on that one. They've just been kind of sitting here, taking up space, not really producing anything, and I am ready to get some turnips going, maybe some more beets. I haven't decided yet. I might make one of these beds an onion bed. I have to determine. So if I do that, I have to guarantee that I'm going to have more beds this next season because this will be taken up until June. If I start onions in it. And I always laugh at marigolds. They say that this only gets 12 inches tall. I don't know if you can tell, but that's almost 2 feet tall. That's because I already trimmed them back a couple of times. So marigolds may say that they get 12 inches tall, but unchecked in healthy soil, they'll get way bigger than 12 inches. It's a sad little cherry tomato that we were growing. It never got really big. Whereas those ones across the yard, our cherry tomatoes over there, about 9 foot, 10 foot long. But I would love to hear from you about your gardens. Techniques you use, things you do, things you want to see me do or use, plant. All that good stuff. Where are you from? Comment where you're from down below. What zones you're in. How is y'all's weather's doing? Is it normal this year? Is it abnormal? What's going on in the world? See, just nothing. No tomatoes, no, whoa, little one. Grasshopper. I'm sure he was in there eating something. Now, these plants are this big and messy because, as I've in previous videos, I have let the garden grow. Just let it not grow, but go. I had pumpkin issues, but we got to get the pumpkin vines out of the garden because we don't want any squash bugs overwintering back here. Squash bugs have completely decimated my pumpkin vines, and I may have ran and got a little crazy with the 7 dust because I was angry. I'll admit it. I wanted vengeance and declared war on the squash bugs. Good news is they're down to a manageable number. So now the goal is to stop being lazy and manage them. Now, if you can tell, I planted turnips in this bed so that we can have something else growing, and I may just let them sit and see what happens. I'm not sure yet. You tell me what you think. Eating jalapeno. Imagine I can find a spot for all this rotten stuff and dig it back in the ground to have a little form of composting. As for marigolds, I'm kind of done with them. Not completely, but in this bed I am. What are some of the issues that you guys have been facing this year? Pests. Are your pollinators doing well? What's going on? I just interrupted a spider getting his moth. Sad day because moths are so bad. Goodness, these stalks are getting big on this basil plant. Look at that. You don't think a basil plant will get that woody and big, but they'll grow pretty strong. Funny seeing all the hollow, empty, dried out fruit on the vines. Fruits that I missed and didn't see because they were so packed. So it's another goal for next year, is putting the tomatoes spaced out enough so that I had a friend on here tell me to space my tomatoes out, and I'm definitely taking that advice for next year. And maybe just in a bed of their own, not one that's mixed. Don't want to make the honeybees mad that are buzzing around this basil plant. This plant probably gave me the least amount of tomatoes, and it was all the way in the corner, which is why I'm thinking this bought me my jalapeno bed next year, and I think I want to put 10 to 12 plants across it. These plants will get every bit of this tall if Wells allows them to grow all summer long and not be shaded. They, if you can tell, they just started growing here recently, which I'm going to need to get these staked up now that they're free hanging. They don't have the support of the tomato plants. Dead squash bugs hanging there. That's what we like to see. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm pretty proud of myself. I can hear the honeybees buzzing around my head. It's the first time in my life I'm not freaking out by them. I read on them that once they get used to you being in the garden, they actually just fly around you. No. That was a heavy job. On my lunch break, so now I need to go cool down before I go back to work. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed today. I hope y'all like and comment on this video and share if you like. Also would hope to see a subscribe from you guys, but if not, so next time, y'all have a good one.